Bursting waves to the ocean side, AquaMiles tide. We could play our part with every swell of desert wide across the options on this ride. The mysteries of the deep world untried in the AquaMiles where horizons glide. Welcome to the AquaMiles, riding with the tide. We're splashing through the waves, don't know where to hide. Feel the energy rising, we're surfing worldwide. It's the thrilling kind of ride. Come on and take the dive. The storm is still clear. Brace yourself and cheer.
Hello, fellow HeroClix players. As you can tell, I don't really have anybody around me. So they'll be joining me later. And this is really a somber moment. Really, it is. This thought it was real cool. I got the Rocher's Dilate. I got his ELO rankings. I was on cloud 9. I was like modern number 2 overall. 98.66% expected win rate. Like, I should be happy. Like, I should be elated. I go to the all-time rankings. I'm at 25th. Yeah, I'm patting myself on the back. And then I'm looking for my favorite HeroClix player. And the feelings I got when I was 4, like the fall of 91. It's when my dad told me he was divorcing my mom. And it hurt. Not growing up with the same 2 parents your entire childhood, your entire life. He's right. But he got me 3 things that really helped push me into my adulthood. And I was going through my stuff, and I found them. It's probably one of the greatest toy lines of all time. Is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, because who doesn't love turtles? I went through my stuff, and I have the original one from 1991. Sergeant Bananas. And then he also got me a board game, Jumping Monkeys. Loved it. I love Jumping Monkeys. It's my favorite game. I can't find it. I just had the monkeys jumped down. They're gone. But the third thing he got me in, he's missing his arms because he's gotten into a lot of fights with Sergeant Bananas. That's the Kenner Swamp thing. And these feelings really got me going when I was trying to find my favorite HeroClix player on the list. So I'm hoping that what I do here maybe can make me feel better, help me push through. So this is like what I used to do when I was 4. So I'm really hoping it. Swamp Thing, you're dead. No, my honor, my honor. Nope, doesn't help. Nope. No, you have no idea. It's the moonshine that you have no idea how hard it is. I was going through the rankings, and I was trying to find my favorite HeroClix player, Ryan Redmond, and I thought I was just trying to joke. This is gonna be funny. Like, I'm gonna take a shot for every 5 names I see that is Ryan Redmond, because that means I'm not gonna take any shots, and it tastes like shit right there. Ugh. But I kept taking shots. I was going through names, and it's shot after shot. And 3 shots in, I'm like, all right, 15. He's got me 16th, right? No. I think you take him more shots. There's 53 shots that I had to take before I got to Ryan. 263. Like I didn't. Who's getting Ryan Redmond? I was like, fuck, no one. No one. And turns out that Toasty got the Ryan. On the podcast we have a joke. It's who's better than the Clicks Bats. The answer's everybody. Going through the rankings, man. AJ Kilgore's name came up before Ryan's. The answer is now who's better than the Clicks Bats. It's everybody with Ryan Redmond. Okay, let's cut it. Got an intro. Let's go.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Tide to Tide. I've got myself composed a lot, as you saw from the intro, before RebGornn showed up, as well as our guest, who is potentially one of the best players in Australia, one of the least known international players. He might not be anyone's favorite HeroClix player, but he's about to make my list. Mork Burd.
Thank you, Miles.
How is it going, Mark?
Thank you.
You want to give me a little
AquaMiles.
history of clicks in Australia?
Yeah, sure. For me, it started quite a long time ago. It's playing in indie was where I started playing indie HeroClix. Grew up reading a lot of those non-Marvel, non-DC comics, so it was great to see that I had an opportunity to play characters like She and Hellboy, and Judge Dredd. Played for a little while longer. Lots of Blades Claws Fangs Blades Claws back then, which I'm a big fan of still to this day. I love rolling dice to roll more dice. Had a bit of a break, got into some other collectible games, and came back about 2.5, 3 years ago now, and jumped straight back in just at the end of the rotation with XDPS and XMRF was still in standard or modern, and jumped into a nationals within 3 months of coming back and made top 8 with one of the most not consistent teams. It was X-Men theme. But had a lot of fun and kind of got bit by the bug and just really pushed the competitive scene here in Australia since. And yeah, been supporting it as much as I can, especially in the last year and a half. So.
Yeah, and I know that's got to be hard with not getting as much product as you wish you could, for sure.
Oh,
but
absolutely. Yeah, it's
kudos
tough.
for that.
We make do. WizKids store is actually really consistent. We order from them directly, get what we can locally, and the HeroClix community, everyone knows, is amazing. Like the HeroClix trading community and buying and selling. My wallet's had a lot of abuse thanks to the need for tarot cards over the last couple of years or certain figures. So there's a really healthy community and a lot of people that have been happy to help no matter what level of the game they are, and especially at the upper echelons. People have really opened their arms to us guys here in Australia looking to have cutting edge figures in the meta.
Oh, absolutely. And it's interesting because a lot of people don't realize like how not just clicks related, but like famous people in general like come from Australia. Like for instance, we have Nicole Kidman and Hugh Jackman, and honestly, my personal favorite Australian. He actually became the governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Was he like, big in your childhood? Like you wanted to aspire to become like that good of an Australian? And is Schwarzenegger, is that like a common surname in Australia?
Every time I got a headache, I just had to be sure it wasn't a tumor. Like I kind of grew up with that feeling, like it's not a tumor.
Yeah,
but
it's not.
Yeah, like he's one of our best exports. Absolutely, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and very common surname. I think we even had a prime minister with that same surname once.
Now, what is your thoughts on the most famous Australian, Bluey?
Oh, I know Bluey a little. I only found out recently that Bluey's a female, which shows how much I know Bluey because I don't have children so young to be consuming the product. But I love that he has corrupted how Americans will title a toilet when they're a young kid, calling it a loo. Which is great. Also to play with spiders, which you shouldn't do in any country. But Bluey's a great corrupter of children into things that are wrong about being Australian.
Is it okay to throw rocks at spiders?
Absolutely. The bigger they are, the bigger the rock. It's like an
Oh,
equilibrium.
that is a great rule.
Yeah. And speaking of toilets, do they flush in the opposite direction?
They do, which is weird, and I've confirmed that. I've been to New York. I've been
Okay,
obviously
so
living in Australia.
that's yeah, so it's not an
They
urban
go
legend.
the
It's been
opposite
confirmed.
direction. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Confirmed.
Yeah, I really enjoy that. And I know that it's weird because people don't realize like that you're actually in the future. So this is
Yes.
really really cool. It's only Sunday for me, and it's Monday.
Yeah.
What happened between Sunday at like 9 p.m. Pacific and let's say from where you are? Like, do we have like any crazy things that went around the world that we just don't know yet?
Nothing yet. There's no significant sporting events that I can give you the outcome for. I'd love to. I could have told you the outcome of the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight, but I think we all picked that before it even started.
That wasn't even a fight. That was just a
Well,
waste of money.
it was,
So yeah,
unfortunately.
that's the
Um,
least. I thought at the beginning I cried. My favorite Hawks player, Ryan Redmond, is not my top player. He just brought emotions. I'm drinking.
I'm so sorry. I could have told you that in the future before you would have known
Yeah,
naturally.
I know. And the new HeroClix piece, Bigfoot, it's starting to craze over. I think it's a great piece, but it's got
Right.
people talking about like what cryptids do they want. And Australia has potentially 3 of the best, not the best because that's the frog, but the love frog. But you have the drop bear who kills foreigners, which is amazing. Like that's like what we did with Bat Boy when he went in the Iraq War for us single handedly in the early 2000s. But you also have the bunyip.
Yeah.
Can you give any insight on the bunyip and the drop bear?
Well, the bunyip is part of our Indigenous history, so we have a lot of magical creatures. I mean, we've got the rainbow serpent is probably one that's more well known and would certainly make for a great colossal piece. The rainbow serpent is actually the creature that's responsible for all the rivers and lakes that cross over Australia, based on our Aboriginal history. And the bunyip is another one of the creatures from our Aboriginal history that is documented to have existed. So, unlike other cryptids out there, bunyips are actually something that has been real as part of our history here in Australia. Not calling out any cryptids in particular. If you're listening right now, I believe in all of you that are listening to Tide right now. If you're not listening, you're clearly not real.
Don't lie to them. Just actually, you're absolutely gaslight them.
Where
Yeah,
do
they're
you
all
rank?
real.
Where
They're
do
all
you
real.
rank the love frog?
Where do I rank the love frog? I'm a huge fan of frogs, actually. So the love frog's definitely up there in my top 5. Drop bear is up there as well, and maybe just a little higher than the drop frog because he does need to drop down onto the love frog. So that's kind of his MO, is to drop from trees. I would love a drop bear as a LE, con LE. So much flurry, so much blaze
We
force
do
change.
have the drop bear in HeroClix. I don't know if you are familiar with that. There is a drop bear bystander.
Where?
I believe
I've
it's
been led astray.
no, I'm serious. I believe it's with a devil dinosaur. I'm trying to think of the set that he comes in.
Oh,
But he
devil.
is a bystander for devil dinosaur.
A bystander. There's Moon Boy and Moon Girl. I'm going to the lovely site
No,
HC
it's
to look at the drop bear.
the devil dinosaur with the gun and the trench coat. Yeah, drop bear is from Superior Foes of Spider-Man 054.
054.
Yep. So we
Oh,
need drop bears are in HeroClix.
I will add that to my trades and want to buy list. I do love devil
Why
dinosaur.
does he have? Yeah, why does he have that? Is he getting a? Yes, he's getting a legacy card. We were getting more drop bears in modern, for sure.
You heard it here first, guys. Get your devil dinosaurs before they go up to $300 a piece.
Absolutely, yeah. And I can only imagine like the pain that you feel when legacies are announced because it's hard enough for you to get figures as is, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden you have to overpay for figures. So I
Yeah,
feel you there.
100%. I tend to only go for figures that I get the legacy card for, rather than the other way around. I'm still trying to chase a legacy card for Hal and Sinestro from Batman Team Up's legacy card. But yeah, there's a few
Yeah, that
that
would be
I've
hard to
chased down. I got the ace figure recently, and that is unsurprising that it's hard to get. Anyone that's got it understands why you want it, especially while it's in modern right now. But yeah,
no, I know
tough.
you wanted mine. It
I
was
did.
so hard for me to buy. I just can't. I
Well,
felt
now
bad, because I know you
now
wanted.
we
I
both
gave away
have
my
one.
second. So yeah,
Now,
I gave away my second one because I'm just the kind of person.
is it true that it takes Australia so long to get product that your modern rotation is even still a year behind?
It's tough. Our rotation's not, but we do every nationals we've had to make considerations for locals having access to the product and not just people who are willing to order in advance. So, I mean, in all technicality, we only just had Deadpool Weapon X drop like 2 weeks ago. That's when we got stock into the country for that set. So, like, we've got nationals this weekend. Like, Black Panther won't be available for play during that because we can't even pre-release something we don't have. Like, we're missing, Masters of Time. We only got that if we ordered it from WizKids, which who didn't for like the Double Colossal. I know I did. I wish I did it more than once. But yeah, like, that's how far behind we are. Like, we only, our last Iconics we got was Wolverine first appearance. We've got nothing since. So that's what we're dealing with, and that's no fault of WizKids. There's all sorts of things between distributors and stuff, and it's like that for other countries, not just Australia. But we're here supporting the game. We're not giving up. Like, we love this. I've got hundreds of clicks on display behind me right now. I'm balls deep, for lack of a better term, into HeroClix right
So
now.
you guys are going to do the rotation different then, correct? Just for you guys, unless you guys are coming out here.
No, we keep the same rotation. Whatever's rotation is, we just don't have the most current sets live just because they're not accessible. So it depends on the time of year.
Okay, yeah, it's going to be an interesting meta then if you just have like Notorious, Deadpool Weapon X, and Next Phase, and Wheels of Vengeance. So you have 4 sets.
We have Masters of Time as well. So we go up to Masters of Time. Yeah, so the rotation's there up to Masters, but Black Panther won't be legal in Nationals this weekend.
Okay,
so.
yeah, because I thought you just said that you didn't have Master of Time in yet, so it wasn't going to be legal
not on
for your
shelf.
Nationals.
No, we all buy. We have to buy from WizKids. Like, what choice do we have if we want to just stuff? So
yeah, that's understandable. Yeah. And then, and speaking of like HeroClix and about how far you're behind, like people say, Foster's is Australian for beer. Is it casual Australian for HeroClix?
Foster's for beer. Foster's isn't even our beer anymore. Like, the UK has taken that beer from us. It's not ours.
I know. It's just that's what it says. And so if casual, because it's trash beer, and so casual is a trash format. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Australian
casual's not really, like, we play by format. Like, it's really mostly modern, a chunk of silver because everyone's excited about it right now. Golden once a year for an event, and I've only just pushed that because we've got some players that are returning players. They don't even have modern pieces other than what we've given them, but they have a ton of stuff that's Golden Age. So we wanted to give them a chance to dust off some old clicks. And there's plenty of fun you can have with Golden. We're just using the Silver Age rule set of 400 points and the same one modern piece, or 200 points of modern only. So then it still feels really, older. But yeah, casual. I don't think anyone plays casual. We have our own draft format here, and that's about it. Like, casual's not a thing. It's modern. It's silver. It's with a theme. We don't care about pulp. We cared about it for all of 3 months, and it's just dropped off. I think pulp needs to drop the rare slot, and just be CU. And I know you've spoken about that before, of a different format for that. I think rare just became the new chase, but more people had access, and it has its own meta. Like, I think you just need to drop
rares
commons, uncommons. That's it.
Now, would I be correct in saying that the average HeroClix player from the US could use a pulp team to beat the best competitive players in Australia?
No. But I would welcome the opportunity to play anyone in the US at any time, especially if they're playing that. So our meta teams would match what the US is playing. And we have our own as well. Some of that's due to lack of access to pieces, but I think here in Australia, we like to play a little outside the curve a bit more. So we're not reading like the top deck list from Rock Cup or from Worlds. Some people are, and building to that. We're trying to see how we can abuse the pieces that we have pulled through what we've got.
Now, might we see you at Worlds 2025?
I'd love that. I was hoping to be at Worlds 2024. Some of you may recognise my face as one of the entrants for the IPF for last year or this year. And with what I'm doing for events in Australia, we're hoping to get at least one Australian player to Worlds, or at least semi-supported through the efforts that I've been doing through my support of the community. Oh, we just lost your mic, Miles.
Yeah, I was playing with it and I pushed the mute button.
You
So,
should
Well,
not
the
play
mute
with
button
it.
works.
Yeah, I was playing with these Kenner and Ninja Turtles. Off track. Okay, Ninja Turtles. What's your favorite Ninja Turtle action figure?
My favorite action figure, it's up here, actually behind me. It's Michelangelo, the original 1986 Michelangelo.
No, I thought you were gonna go like Sergeant Bananas. You can go Sandstorm. You can go Ray Fillet.
Well, Ray Fillet is
Mondo
pretty good.
Gecko.
Mondo Gecko.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Ray
No,
Fillet.
Michelangelo is Yep, the Mutimals.
Yeah,
Very
that new movie
disappointing.
was
We did
great.
not have any Mutimals.
Mutimals. No, I do have mutagen at my desk.
You should drink it.
My son's favorite is Pizza Face.
Drink it.
Pizza Face is great. That's one of the only LEs I haven't picked up that I still want to pick up is Pizza Face. He looks
I'm
great.
talking about the original action figure. Yeah.
The action figure.
I might have a few extra of Pizza Face, actually. I got quite a bit of Ninja Turtle stuff. I'm going to have to go through it.
Drink the mutagen. Drink it. Drink it.
Oh, boy. It's very tempting. It looks like a really nice sour apple. Looks like a really nice sour apple.
Let me know.
I start a new job tomorrow. I can't drink like mutagen before I start.
Okay. What kind of field are you working in? Are you going to be like a construction worker? Because I don't know if there's even any Australian superheroes.
I'm a youth
about
worker.
that.
So I work with young people needing support. So I work on behalf of Child Protection, which is essentially like social services there in the US. So.
Well, we have Child Protections. We have CPS. We also have DHS and all that. Yeah. So you do like sort of like they do like you like a Big Brother thing for like role models with Sean William Scott.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm like pissing green into the urinals and wearing a Minotaur mask. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Teaching kids how to swear. You know, I'm staying up really late and then taking yeah, kind of like that. I do reference that movie a lot. One of my brothers is a LARPer, and he kind of the McLovin guy kind of reminds me of that out of role models. But yeah, it's similar.
Yeah, so he talks about the whispering eye.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. So, what's your favorite genre of music?
Oh,
this is I got to ask everybody.
Heavy metal.
It's your metal.
I
your
grew
favorite
up on
Star
new metal.
Character.
Favorite Star Wars character, Princess Leia.
Star Trek.
Star Trek. Oh yeah. Star Trek. Oh, Worf from Next Generation.
Worf? Okay, Metal Worf. I like it.
You could see it. I mean, it's close to Gua, right?
Yeah, it's there. I mean, I think that you should start a YouTube channel, and you and Rock and Roll Spock could like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get it. Yeah, I love it. RebGornn, do you have anything that you would like to share with our guest?
No, Mark, I was wondering who your favorite superhero was.
My favorite superhero? Well, my favorite superhero is actually Prophet, who was created by Rob Liefeld before he made Youngblood, and Prophet was in Youngblood too. But he had his own series. There's actually a movie that's being done right now for it. More mainstream characters would be Wolverine from Marvel. I know, very generic and all, but love him. from the Batman universe, I'm a DC villains fan. So I love Joker, love Man-Bat, love Harley Quinn, love Poison Ivy, kind of all the original like Batman the animated series Joker villains. I love the old 1960s Joker villains as well. One of the best Catwomans we ever had. Certainly woke me up as a young man.
Now, you said Leafield created Prophet, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Does he have 103 pouches, biceps upon biceps, and the tiniest feet you ever saw?
You nailed the nail on the head. Yeah, absolutely. That is him to a T. Yeah, biceps on biceps for days. His feet are rarely depicted in anything. So many pouches. He has a crossover issue with Cable. Cable was originally meant to go over with the Youngblood and the Bloodspot kind of group because they were written to be part of the Marvel universe, and Liefeld decided to take them. Oh, I feel sorry for you, AquaMiles, whatever that was.
Pineapple jelly.
Oh, apple
Yeah.
jelly.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure if it's as good as Vegemite. Been trying to have Vegemite. Is it true that you eat Vegemite for breakfast, lunch, and tea?
Yeah, it
Okay,
makes us
okay.
grow stronger every single day. We adore our Vegemite. I'll send you some. I'll send you both some.
And I'm looking at like interesting facts about Australians, and it says that people ride them like horses, kangaroos.
Oh yeah, to
Is
and
this
from school.
true? That you
Yeah,
guys ride kangaroos like horses?
yeah, to and from school. You learn at a very
Okay, so
early
have you
age
ever
because
been
Joey, the kangaroo, is like
Yeah.
the approximate size of the child. You know, if you fall off the kangaroo, then it just puts you in the pouch and it'll take you the rest of the way.
I vacation
Perfect.
in
Have you ever
Australia just to
fist fought?
punch out kangaroos.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. I will organize that fight for you.
Do you have any
We'll
interest in
get it
wearing
on
a
Zoom.
kangaroo costume yourself?
Oh yeah, I'll wear a kangaroo costume. Be like, what is it, Captain Skippy or whatever out of
I'll,
Billy Madison?
I'll call you whatever you want.
Do you want me bouncing behind you?
Just jump up and down and say you're a kangaroo, and I'll just uppercut you.
Yes.
Sounds like a deal. I might be into that shit.
So is it true that you guys just are obsessed with the Mattel toy line Barbies, and you guys like seafood and just putting seafood on Barbies?
Oh, that's a very good reference. Only half the population, most of which
Only
is
half.
only in the Northern Territory and Tasmania for the most part, and some obscure areas. Like it's kind of a cultural wave. Like you're either for it or against it. So yeah.
What's your feeling on Kiwis? The people.
Kiwi, they're very friendly. Very friendly. They have a great accent. I always just think of, oh, that's Dick Jake. You know, that kind of nice soft voice. Yeah.
Have you been to Hobbiton?
No, I haven't been to New Zealand at all. I'd have to do it. I'd love to go to Hobbiton.
You have
So,
to. In a kangaroo costume.
yeah, absolutely.
I think you have to. I've been wanting to. We'll make a trip. We'll make a date of it. Me and RebGornn will make a trip. We'll rent a Hobbiton house. You meet us, and we box RebGornn and the kangaroo. Captain Skippy, I think he wanted to be called.
Yes, Captain
Right.
Skippy.
And what about the boomerang? Does the boomerang actually work?
If you throw it right, it'll come back. If you can't catch,
Okay.
it's a pretty terrible experience.
Yeah, that's why, because they said that like when my dad left, that he'd be like a boomerang and he would come back, and he just never did.
He
So
must have
apparently,
been one of those hunting boomerangs
he
that
must
actually
have
don't come back.
Yeah.
They're just made to go in one direction. So your dad's a hunter. Yeah. I hope he got his target.
Now, in a
So
fight,
I think it was a midget. Yeah.
in a fight, would you prefer to use smaller, sharper rocks or large, blunt rocks?
I think large blunt rocks. I think I'd be more accurate with hitting the target I intend to.
Now, in Australia, are you taught from birth to fight with both just to survive the wildlife?
Not with both. You kind of get put into one of two camps. Like you're either the small rocks or you're the big boulders.
Ooh, that's very smart. What's the survival rate?
It's pretty low either way. I mean, it's quite a dangerous country to live in. Like, you need more than rocks these days to survive, especially when they just leave you out in the wilderness with some rocks and
Not
just
for me.
expect you
It's
to survive.
not dangerous for
No,
me. I would destroy all the creatures that live in Australia.
and the risk of just dingoes stealing you away while you're an infant, like it's quite a
Dingo ate
dangerous
my
place.
baby.
They do steal the babies.
So did you believe that? Did you think she was innocent and that she spent years in prison that she shouldn't have?
No, no, not at all, not at all. Just guilty.
Did you know that they found out that she was innocent and the dingo did in fact eat her baby?
Really?
Yeah. How do you this is national news, international news. How do you not know this? That the dingo did eat her baby
I think
and she was
Australians
released.
care less.
Yeah.
Like, labeled guilty. Good luck. Bye.
Yeah, but inadvertently, she's part of the Innocent Project.
Oh yeah,
You know,
that's true.
a dingo ate her baby. A dingo. And you know what? You can blame the English settlers for dingoes because dingoes were not native, and dingoes have completely ravished, like how Austin Powers ravishes women.
What?
That's what they did to the natural fauna
How
of
did she
Australia.
know it was a dingo? Could have been a bunyip. Could have been a drop
Uh,
dead. Now
Could have been a
dingoes are
RebGornn.
just getting a bad rap for a woman that didn't see the crime.
She's just saying a dingo ate my baby. She said a dingo came and pulled her baby out. They made a movie about it. It's a very, very great movie from the 80s. I forgot who played her, but it's one of the most important lines in cinema history. It's right up there with "It's Not a Tumor,"
It's not.
"Rubber Baby Buggy Bumper," as well as Adrian. It's "Dingo Ate My Baby."
I've never heard Adrian said so monotonic in my life. How's the line actually said?
Adrian.
Oh,
I'm not gonna do the Adrian, but you go to Arnold. Who's your daddy and what does he do? The rocket ships, the jetpack, it's Turbo Man. I do Arnold. I do not do Sylvester Stallone. I get to go, I just look like a mummy with a lazy eye. I can't really do him.
Now,
I can do
Mark,
Steven Seagal though. That's my Steven Seagal. Sit down, rub my belly.
it looks like all of your HeroClix events are played in a warehouse, like some weird supervillain street level gang. What's up with the warehouse
the warehouse? Which warehouse?
that you
Oh
play?
yes, sorry, yes. It's played at the back of a comic book store. That's like all of the pallets of comic books that they have there.
They should try selling some of them.
Oh, they sell a lot. They've actually been my comic book store for over 25 years. And they've ran a great business for a long time. They used to run a huge HeroClix like group probably about 10 years ago, and we're running nationals and everything. But players couldn't get access to figures, like that kind of whole trend started, and they've been left and burnt with a lot of dead stock, which Silver Age has kind of helped sell that product for them. But yeah, they have tons. Like, I think of comics from like the late 80s, early 90s, and they've got it there.
So it's not some weird
Do you?
street level gang.
No. I mean, it might be compared to America, but no. The Nationals is being played in a different state this weekend coming, so you should see photos that don't look like a warehouse. But that is like the comic warehouse back section where a whole heap of other games get played.
I'll be honest. I'm disappointed that it's not going to be played in your street level gang warehouse.
Well,
I was really hoping for that.
Well, it was last year, and the decision we made with the league was that it's going to change states every year. So we'll go between all three states. So it was Melbourne last year, Adelaide this weekend, and then Queensland next year, and then back to Melbourne. So shares it around.
12-hour drive.
10 hours for Adelaide. Yeah. So heading up Friday morning, play Saturday, head back Sunday. So.
Oh, see, when I go and play, I drive round trip. I'll drive 8 hours. Go to Washington, drive home, 8 hours.
Just straight into the game.
I have almost died every time because I don't get sleep.
From
so
Atlantis?
I completely understand you take space off.
Yeah.
From Atlantis, yeah, because I have a submarine that turns into a car.
Oh.
That's what I do.
Doesn't
Yeah.
Batman have one of those as well? Did you steal Batman's like aqua sub car? That's
Batman. Bats don't even go in water. They're scared of water.
Why does he have
You know,
shark repellent if he doesn't go in water?
Yeah, I'm going to make a public announcement. I'm figuring out the dates, but expect it for summer of 2025. There's going to be the Clicks King of Atlantis series.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, I know people can't make it to Atlantis, so it's going to be online. I don't think I'm using Roll20. I'm working on getting another thing, but Roll20 might be forced. And I would love for the Australians, since now they can play any figure, to potentially become the Clicks King of Atlantis. It will have prizing as well as a custom trophy and a custom Clicks case.
Nice. Well, online play for Australians, they use Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah, but Tabletop Simulator is this is the best part. People don't like paying money for Tabletop Simulator, but TTS is good.
Is Roll20 just not out in Australia yet?
Some parts of Australia are that far behind the times. No, I think it's hard to get into those Roll20 games when they have been on, just because the time difference is really obscure. Like, I've looked at them, and I think for us they started about 1 or 2 a.m., which it's a bit rough to do like battle royales at that time online, in a system that you haven't learnt before. So I know there's a guy out there, Miles Kane, has offered to help people with that, and Brad Boyles as well, for people to kind of learn how to use Roll20 if they needed to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just finding the time. Like, the time difference does really suck for that kind of stuff. We'd love to do those online battle royals.
Everybody has a chance with Roll20 because Roll20's dice suck.
Yeah.
So that's why Dark Side is doing so good in Silver, is because they've been practicing on Roll20. They just got tired of rolling dice, and they go, Dark Side. What's your feelings about Silver? Do you think there needs to be more modern events, or do you think we need more Silver?
Well, in America, it looks like you need more modern. In Australia, we play what the players want to for each month. So
all 6 of them?
All 6 of them. There's at least 30 of us, and we're a growing community. But yeah, I think for Silver, I think it's in a healthy spot with the changes. There's a lot of difference with it now. It's not just modern take 2, because why would you play Silver Age pieces if you've got access to all of modern for your whole point value? I think there needs to be a mix. I think it needs to be community based. I just responded to Brad Boyles made a post this morning. And I responded to that from our perspective here in Australia. And I think the event should be based on the local community. Like, there should be as much Silver as the community wants in their local area. There should be as much modern as the community wants in the local area. Like, it should be dictated by the local players. If your local players play Silver, your state should be Silver. If your local players play modern, your state should be modern. That should be the choice left to the local players, because otherwise events just aren't going to run if you're told what event it needs to be. Like, and people, you're not going to get all the players if you're only playing to one edge of the market. Like, I think it's based on the players. We put so much money into this game. Why aren't we the ones making the choice? And that's how the leagues ran here in Australia. Every month there's a point value total. The local communities in each state decide what format they want it to be. That's it. So it's 300 points. Generally going to be modern. 400 points. You can do modern. You can do pulp. You can do whatever you want, so long as you do the point value, so the league stays consistent with the points that are earned. So, yeah, I think the community deserves a say. I'm either side of the fence. I'm just supporting community choice. Like, your local players should get to play the format they prefer. That's it. So
it's hard for me because I don't think a democracy is right for any kind of competitive gaming, because players are selfish and don't really understand how to make the game good. They think their ideas are best.
Yeah, give both. So have as many Silver events as modern events for major events. For Worlds, have a Silver Worlds and have a Modern Worlds at the same place, 2 different days, Saturday, Sunday. Play whichever one you want. You know, and local players can do what they want anyway. Like, WizKids or Rock aren't holding those monthly, weekly, fortnightly events for them. Play whatever you want. Yeah.
There's Clicks League West. WizKids sponsored. Yeah, make a league. You know, especially as a, it's pretty easy to reach out. and
Yep.
start a league. I think if you can get enough capital
absolutely.
engaged. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the community will help. Those of us running leagues, I've got myself. There's Clicks League West. There's a lot of people doing leagues already that will happily give you advice on what's been working for them and what won't. But talk to your players. Like if you want to get regular games, other people will want it too. If you don't build it, they can't come to it. So,
If we can get you to Worlds, what's the chances of you arm wrestling AquaMiles or boxing RebGornn?
I definitely can arm wrestle and lose to AquaMiles, and I can definitely box and very heavily lose to RebGornn.
In a kangaroo
So what you're
costume as Mr. Skippy.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take the L, but I'm not backing down
Yeah.
from it. I will be in a kangaroo
Okay.
suit. Yep.
So RebGornn does in fact instill fear.
Why wouldn't he? I do have respect for reptiles. Like, RebGornn is a menace. RebGornn knows what he wants in life, and RebGornn takes what he wants. And if he wants to
Mhm.
take me out as a kangaroo, he'll get it.
Yes.
Yeah, I asked him what's best in life, and he looked at me when I first met him, and he said, "To crush his enemies, see them driven before him, and to hear the lamentation of the women." And
He didn't say the
goosebumps.
lamentations of their kangaroos. Like,
No, just women.
just women.
That's a
Looking at
delicacy
walk
when I
around, you
visit
know.
Australia.
They're pretty tasty, actually. And I shouldn't say that it's an Australian, but it is good meat.
Does
I've heard that.
Vegemite
I've had kangaroo.
does Vegemite go on top of the kangaroo meat? Can you make a sandwich?
Can. Vegemite actually is a good seasoning for red meat.
Interesting.
What would you say that it tastes like?
I think you muted your mic.
I did not mute my mic.
Not you,
Oh, he did.
AquaMiles.
That would be
Yeah.
me. It's hard to like Vegemite is so unique. I think that like if you've had HP sauce from the UK, it's another unique flavor. I'm trying to think. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's hard. Like I couldn't put it next to anything. Maybe if you took the most burnt toast you've ever had and you added a bit of water just to kind of have a charcoal paste, and even that's not remotely close to it.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah,
Sounds horrendously bad.
you need to have it sparingly. You need an Australian to teach you how to consume it best. I will send you both some Vegemite and support you to have it in the best possible way first, and then feel free to eat it by the spoonful
Like
after.
you just eat it by a spoonful and just eat the whole jar like I do with peanut butter.
You will not be achieving that after your first spoonful.
I'm gonna pretend like this. Beautiful sun. Yeah, shake. This is my Vegemite. So this is perfect for me. So you made me hungry. Oh, good.
Does AquaMiles only consume fluids and solids from jars? Is that how
Mostly
it's best
fluids.
kept in Atlanta?
Mostly fluids.
Mostly
Yeah,
fluids.
well, when you're in Atlantis, you gotta, it's better than government cheese that I used to have to sneak from the submarines of during wartime of the Americans and the Germans and all them. So,
Are there many chocolate starfish down there in Atlantis?
not anymore. They're endangered. I think there's one or two left.
Would you say they're pretty tasty?
Yeah, I eat them all.
Oh yeah.
See, you get them with your hand like this, and see, it's like a donut. So it looks like that, and I eat it. No, got this. No, that's how you eat it.
Yes.
Delicious. It tastes sort of like burnt toast. I'm probably Vegemite for sure.
I'm sure it would actually. That's probably the most befitting way to understand what Vegemite tastes like. Very similar to
I've
a
also
chocolate
watched
starfish.
videos. I did a lot of history, and like learning, like how Australians never really knew how good a grilled cheese sandwich was.
Ooh. Yeah.
You familiar with grilled cheese sandwich?
Oh yes, absolutely. In
Okay,
fact,
yeah,
it's what I
and they're eating these things, American food that Australians never eat, and the grilled cheese is one of them. Because the grilled cheese that Australians eat, they have baked beans in them.
Oh yeah, sometimes. Yeah, absolutely.
Why?
They just did dinner last night.
That's
they
terrible.
all the time.
Yeah, that's terrible. Times are tough.
Your gas would be insane with beans, for sure. It's getting late out here. I know it's real early there for you, but I really want to say thank you for spending time on Tide to Tide.
Thank you
I learned a
for
lot
having me.
from Australians about how they have no taste buds and they love tasting shit. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the greatest Australian of all time.
Agree.
Drop bears, they're real. And yeah, is there anything you'd like to add, RebGornn?
We are going to push as hard as we can to get you to the IPF and get you to Worlds so that we can get our boxing match with Mr. Skippy and RebGornn, and then you can arm wrestle AquaMiles.
That sounds great.
Put that in your video.
Mork for 2025.
Yes.
Thank you, Tide to Tide, guys.
Yes, the avian Mork Burd, youngest son to the late great. Well, he's not even late; he's just old. Larry Bird. So it's cool to see that Larry Bird just decided to get out of America, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna bang this girl, and he leaves, and he just leaves you. So as a person with an absent father, I completely feel you. So
yeah, it's really hard to watch a Boston Celtics game to this day. Like, it just breaks my heart.
Yeah, it's been bad since the Boston Tea Party. The only thing good that's come out of Boston recently is going to be the Boston cream pie. I love cream pies. Tell you that. All right, that is it. Thank you for joining us. If you have anybody that you would like us to talk to, or perhaps you would, by all means, reach out.
Beneath the surface was the restart on the journey. Dive deeper, be apart from the cresting waves to the ocean side. AquaMiles tide. We could play our part with every swell of desert wide across the options on this ride. The mysteries of the deep world untried in the AquaMiles where horizons glide. Welcome to the AquaMiles, riding with the tide. We're splashing through the waves, don't know where to hide. Feel the energy rising, we're surfing worldwide. It's the thrilling kind of ride. Come on and take the dive. There's dawning still fear. Brace yourself and cheer. In the AquaMiles tide, our voice is loud and clear. Underneath the ocean skies where the big fish play, in the realm of the unknown we navigate this way. Stories wide like the ocean, currents strong like a fight. Tune into the AquaMiles where the truth takes flight. There's more than still fear. Brace yourself and cheer. In the AquaMiles tide, our voice is loud and clear. With every wave and storm and tell the stories we unfurl from the depths to the shore. Our courage will prevail. So join us on this journey round the AquaMiles stream. We're shooting a savior around the seaside dream. There's golden still fear. Brace yourself and cheer. In the AquaMiles tide, our voices loud and clear. Oh, there's golden still fear. Through the depths we steer. In the